Hey everybody, here we are again. Here's chapter 23. I'm going to give these all to you and we're going to try to get through them. I'll send them to you today, which is Friday, and then I'll send the next several chapters this week, and then we will review and take a test over chapters 22, 23, and 24, and 25. It'll be 4 chapters in this test. It'll all be open book, but we need to get through it. Okay, so literally just a second ago I did the chapter 22 and it was over demonstrative pronouns, and here we have again another set of demonstrative pronouns. Last time in chapter 22 we talked about this and these. Okay, today we're talking about that and those. So with the masculine, ele, elius, ele, elum, elo. And then the plural is Eli, Elorum, Elis, Elos, Elis. The feminine, Elah, Elius, Eli, Elam, Elah, Eli, Elarum, Elis, Elas, Elis. Elud, Elius, Eli, Elud, Elo, Elah, Elorum, Elis, Elas, Elis. And does that not sound just like the endings to it's like the noun endings. Very, very similar to them. There's just a few little tiny exceptions, and of course the neuter rule still follows, where the nominative and accusative are the same. Here we have new vocabulary. Here we go. Uxor, uxoris is wife. Vestis is clothing. And here's another example. If you look very close, it says feminine and I stem. Okay? Remember how I said the last time there was that one that was common and an I stem? So we have really 4 different types of nouns. We have feminine, masculine, neuter, and what would they call common. Okay, you don't have any common ones in this, but you can see that when they have that I there, that means that they have the I stem. They have an I stem ending, so they're a little irregular. Okay, lux or lucis is light. Nox, noctis is night. Dens, dentis is tooth. Vox, vocis is voice. Labor, laboris is labor or work. Mons, montis is mountain. Sol, solis is the sun. Victor or victoris is victor. Here's some review vocabulary. We have ignavus or ignavus, which is cowardly. Magnus, which is large or great. Latus, which is broad. Miras is strange or wonderful. Horrendous is horrendous, right? That one's pretty hard. Once again, they have 3 endings. So what are these? They're adjectives, right? The cowardly lion, the great lion, right? Okay, those are all descriptive terms that describe a noun. Okay, moving on. Here are just some examples of, like we talked about last week, we talked about this and these. This week we're talking about that and those. That is ile, and those is eli, eli, elah, right? It's just the plural of that. The plural of that are those. And then in chapter 2, the same thing happened. The plural of this is these. Okay? All right. So there's not anything too spectacular, but if you look down at this next chart, it says, we've talked about the 4 principal parts, right? The present tense of love is love. The past is loved. Present participle is loving, and past participle is loved. Okay, we've talked about the 4 principal parts a little bit. Here's what happens with Latin. We talk about the Latin present tense, and I tell you that we translate it when we say I love, he, she, it loves, right? That's how we translate it. Actually, what happens is that there are several ways, and you can see it here on the next page. There are 3 options actually when you are translating the present tense. The simple present is I love. The present progressive is I am loving. and the present emphatic is I do love. So when we translate the word amare, which is love, and we say amo, and we translate it just to simplify it. We do it in the simple present and we say I love. But we actually could be saying I am loving or I do love, right? Just to simplify things, we usually always just translate it as I love. But there are several, those other two ways in which you could translate present tense. So that's kind of helpful. Sometimes when you're doing translations, you're like, gosh, that just doesn't make any sense. It's so simple, right? And I talked to you guys about that too, about how simple the present tense can be because we're using this simple present. Sometimes the present progressive helps make it more descriptive, it just makes more sense for us. Or the present emphatic helps it be more understandable in translated into English. So just so you know, this is just extra information on conjugation of verbs, okay? We're going to do a little bit of practice on that in just a minute. So turning the page, there is your memory worksheet. Y'all should be able to do that. That's not very difficult. And once again, here is the chant box. Just fill in the chant box. Helps you start getting an idea of those demonstrative pronouns. If you look down here, here's the first example of the verb he sees. He sees is the simple present. I do love is the present emphatic. Do you see how when you say I do love, it's emphatic. You're emphasizing that you are in fact the one who loves. I love, right? And then you are walking is called a present progressive. Okay? All three of these forms in the number 2 says all three of these forms should use the present tense, right? Where all of these are still in the present tense. They all mean this. They're going to be conjugated the same. Okay? So we do a little bit more practice of that on this next translation worksheet where it has the conjugation and you write the simple present, present progressive, and present emphatic. Okay? This stuff is actually on your test. I have some of this stuff on your test, so you need to study this chart. So let's talk about it. We have the first conjugation, amat. Okay, amat can be translated as not I, but he, she, it loves. He, she, it is loving. And the present emphatic is he, she, it does love. Okay, moving on to the second one, nego. The simple present is I deny. The present progressive is I am denying. And the present emphatic is I do deny. Okay. Eidefikias is you, right? That's the to form. So the simple present is you build. The present progressive is you are building. And the present emphatic is you do build. Okay. Declaramos. We know that ending is we, right? So the simple present is we declare. The present progressive is we are declaring. And the present emphatic is we do declare. Okay? So it gives you just a little bit of idea. Now, here we go. We have another one. Another agreement worksheet. Okay? Let's try another agreement exercise just like you did in chapter 20. Okay? So some of these are a little bit different, right? We're trying to work on those agreements because not everything always agrees with one another because it could be not a noun that is a first or second declension. It could be a third declension noun that has a different ending. So, great love is done for you right here. Good father is right here. Okay, so we have pater, bonus, patis boni, pati bono, patem bonum, pater bono. You see how they don't agree? Because pater is a third conjugation, no, not conjugation, third declension noun, okay? Now the plural is pates boni, patum bonorum, patibus bonis, pates bonos, patibus bonis. Now, if you separate all this, these are just the third declension endings for a noun. Is, I, em, e, es, ibis, es, ibis. Okay, those should sound kind of familiar. And now these are just the endings for a what? Masculine ending. Boni, bono, bonum, bono, boni, bonorum, bonis, bonas, bonis. Okay? See how it says us, I, o, o? So that's just the masculine endings. Okay? These are third declension masculine endings. Okay? And they don't agree because this, good, is a second declension adjective, and this is a third declension noun. Okay? Just so you know. Here's another example down here where you do it again. It's the exact same thing that I just did up there. So you can try your hand at that again. It is a little weird. Okay? Okay? Anybody have any questions? Actually, I think it's a little bit different because I have it different. I have pater, patem, patis, pati. Maybe I just copied it incorrectly. That could be possible. I think it's the exact. Well, see, because up at the top it says good father says pater bonos, and this is patri bono. Okay. Oh, I know why it is. Okay, I had to read the directions. I'm a dork. It says they're all mixed up. That's why. Because it's not in nominative, genitive, dative, accusative case. You have to just figure out what it is. I was thinking, gosh, those look exactly like what I did, but they're different. Okay, they're just switched around, and you just have to figure out where they're at. But here's a picture of what it looks like, so if you guys want to copy it, and then try to, like, work it out yourselves. Okay? Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much. Okay, so once again, the quizzes are for you. You will have these things on your test. I mean, I'm not going to mix them up like this. This is kind of crazy for right now. But, excuse me, you will have something similar to this kind of stuff on your test, just so you know. Okay, don't forget, quizzes are your own. And I think that's it for chapter 22 and 23. And I will see y'all next week.